The following is an exclusive presentation of Jesup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
And good morning. You're listening to the Big Dog, WIFO, 105.5 FM in Jesup, WIFO FM in Jesup. Time now is 4 minutes after 8 o'clock on this Tuesday morning, the 15th day of January. It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear, by the Women's Health Center in downtown Jesup on Chariot Broad, by Murphy Builder Supply on Northeast Broad Street, and by the Wolf Animal Hospital on West Cherry Street. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good? Good interview with Lynn Haas there. That was a great interview.
I had a chance to meet with him yesterday afternoon. It was good to spend some time with him.
Okay. Well, we'll talk a little bit more about all that later, but we have guests here on the world-famous Butch and Bob Show. Well, the folks have been heading out on North 1st Street. They've seen on the left-hand side that they're heading out, a new building being built, and it's going to be Hog and Bones Restaurant. And in the studio with us this morning is Jamie Wiles. He's the owner of Hog and Bones here in Jesup. And also we have Jason Dixon with the Hog and Bones in Waycross. Good morning, gentlemen. How are y'all doing?
Good morning. Glad to be here.
Okay, so right now let's talk with Jamie. Jamie Wiles is the owner of Hog and Bones. And tell us, Jamie, a little bit about your history and why you decided to open up the Hog and Bones restaurant here in Jesup.
We started on it somewhat 3 years ago, as far as opening up a Hog and Bones. We started looking in Folkestone, Georgia, and just couldn't make the numbers match. And somebody said, you need to come to Jesup. So we come over here and found a piece of land, and just didn't work out. Someone backed down us last minute, so we found this other piece, which is much better. Looking back, just seeing the way the Lord worked, He closed other doors that need to be closed, and this is a great piece of land. Just looking forward to being here in Jesup for the community.
Okay, now talking to you outside the studio here, Jamie, you were talking about you had 3 years or 3.5 years management experience of running the Hog and Bones in Waycross. Is that right?
That's right.
And so you were manager there, and then you decided, I want my own. Is that right?
Well, we started on it 3 years ago as far as wanting my own in Jesup. My brother and I, Johnny Wiles, we're owners in it, and we'll be opening up February 1st.
Okay, February 1st right here in Jesup.
Yes, sir.
And it's on the left-hand side as you're heading out toward the Walmart area. And tell us a little bit about Hog and Bones itself. You know, it's the first time I ever saw one was in Waycross. I was down there with a friend, and she said that's one of my favorite restaurants. So we had to eat lunch there. I mean, she said, and so we went in there, and it was really good. So tell us about the history of Hog and Bones restaurant itself.
Well, Jerry J's and Hog and Bones, the same corporation, started some 40 years ago. Jerry J's did. Mr. Jerry Weathersby started it. And then Hog and Bones come about around 15 years ago. This will be the 9th one, this Hog and Bones here, as far as the corporation. The 10th one is being built right now also in Leesburg, Georgia. It's a great Christian-based organization. We're closed on Sundays. So when you come and you see the Jerry J / Hog and Bones cups or to-go plates, you know it's all the same corporation. A lot of people's never heard of Jerry J's, but same corporation, yes, sir. Okay, and tell us a little bit about, for folks who have no idea what a Hog and Bones is. I mean, you kind of get the idea from the name of it, but tell us the menu, what you offer there at Hog and Bones. We're open from 6 in the morning to 9 at night. Our breakfast Monday through Friday is 6 to 10:30, and then on Saturdays we open to 11. For breakfast, just a few items. We have omelets, pancakes, breakfast platters, blueberry biscuits, cinnamon rolls, grit bowls. The average ring for breakfast is around $5 or $6. For lunch and dinner, we serve things like smoked chicken, ribs, pulled pork, shrimp, like 10 different sides, salads. We have a lot to choose from. Our average ring for dinner and lunch is going to be around $10 or $11.
Okay. And then, of course, you have dinner, supper. People have different names for it.
Yes, sir.
And you're open to how late at night?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. Okay, that's Monday through Saturday.
That's right, Monday through Saturday.
Sunday, and then back open again for business on Monday.
That's right.
That's a lot of hours there, from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. And I know that you will be very active with it. Do you want to talk any bit about the management personnel that you have there to help you with the Hog and Bones that will be opening up here on February 1st in Jesup?
I do. We hired on Miss Lib Lewis. She's from here in Jesup. She's got 30 years experience with McDonald's, so she's going to be my GM, be running it. She's in training right now in Waycross, Hogmanay, so doing a great job. Great to have her on the team.
Okay. And next to you right here is Jason Dixon. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning.
All right. Tell us your involvement with Hog and Bones.
I'm actually the catering manager for our Waycross location, our flagship store, and we are taking care of Joe Public, meeting their needs for all their catering, weddings, birthdays, corporate events, anything you can imagine. We take.
So
care
you do.
of.
So Hog and Bones does a lot of catering. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of different events that y'all have there, and you can just bring the food right there to it, right?
Absolutely. Yes,
okay.
sir.
And will people deal with you, Jason, with the restaurant here when it comes to catering, or how does that going to work?
We're going to be actually beginning our catering and our fundraising the second week of business here in Wayne County with Hog and Bones.
So you'll be working with Jamie when it comes to catering for the Jesup store, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We will be here on site to kick things off, and look forward to meeting some of these fine people here in Wayne County.
Well, you got stuff all spread out there in front of you there, Jason. Tell us what you got there.
I brought an example of all three of our menus that we have.
Okay.
We have a takeout menu that's available for pickup there at the store. You can also go online and see all these menus on our website.
What is your website?
Hogandbones.com. We'll take
Hog,
you right to
and then just N, the letter N,
Yes,
and bones.com.
Yes, sir.
Hoginbones.com. Okay?
Yes, sir. We have a takeout menu, we have an a la carte menu, and then we have what we call our all-inclusive menu. It's a per-person menu, real simple to navigate, easy to use, and look forward to sharing that with everybody.
Okay. Now, all the you're talking about ribs and all kinds of smoked items and barbecue and stuff. Is that all in the kitchen? How does that all prepared? Jamie, how's all that food prepared?
Most of the people show up around 5:30 in the morning, and they'll unload the butts from the night before. The butts smoke all night long. I think it's 11 hours, and then they put on the chicken and ribs, and they take that off around 10:30, get ready for lunch.
Okay. So there's a lot of preparation, a lot of cooking beforehand before the restaurant even opens up to make sure that you're giving folks the kind of barbecue they're used to here in South Georgia, right?
That's right.
Okay. And you said the hour is going to be from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. February 1st is when you plan on opening up. What day is the week is that?
What day of the week? It's Friday, February 1st.
Okay, so you open up Friday and Saturday, close that Sunday, and when you be back open on the Monday?
That's right. Yes, sir.
Okay, so February 1st, Hog and Bones here in Jesup will be opening up. And how have you gone about hiring your staff since you've been here? Just everybody. You got your GM set, but you got to have shift managers and servers and cooks and things of that sort.
I've got most of the staff hired on. Still lacking a few cooks. The way to apply is you go to our Hog and Bones website. You click on Join the Team, and then you click on Apply in Jesup. Just those three easy steps. And if you're looking for another job, please apply. Unfortunately, in the restaurant business, there are turnovers, so apply for any position. We'd love to keep your application on file.
Now, I understand you're from the big city of Hoboken, Georgia.
Right.
Is that right?
Metropolitan. That's right.
How long have you been down Hoboken, Jamie?
25 years or so.
No, 25 years?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's kind of like the home for you then, right?
It is. I love it.
Okay, and I know that, Jason, you said you had some ties back to Wayne County a long time ago. Is that right?
Yes, sir. I was actually born here in Wayne County, Jesup, Georgia. Dr. Thagard or Dr. Hitt, I believe, at the old Wayne Memorial. My grandparents lived in Scriven for about 17 years, so a few family ties in this area.
Okay, well, good. And a lot of folks want to say, Jamie, how did you pick Jesup? And I know why you did Hog and Bones now, because you've been involved with it now for 3.5 years down in Waycross as the manager down there. But how did you pick Jesup, and why did you decide to kind of step out on your own and get your own restaurant?
Some of the guys with the corporate staff there, after the numbers just didn't line up in Folkestone, they said you need to go check out Jesup. So that they're needing a restaurant. So we're kind of looking over here, and I believe it's going to be a great asset to Jesup, Georgia. We're looking forward to coming and serving the community.
Okay, what is your big sellers at Hog and Bones? I mean, I know every restaurant has their top 5, 6, 7 items that they know that they can sell the most of each day.
For breakfast, probably our breakfast platters. You get your choice of meat, which is your smoked links, Wainwright out of Hickox, Georgia. Sausage patties, ham, country ham. There's several different meats there on the patties on the plate with 2 eggs, choice of toaster biscuit, and then I guess for lunch and dinner our ribs and chicken, pulled pork sell majority of it.
Okay, so just the basic type of barbecue that people love here in South Georgia. Mm-hmm. Bob, questions or comments for Jamie Wiles, who's the owner of Hog and Bones here in Jesup, and also Jason Dixon, who will be in charge of catering.
I said I'm familiar with Hog and Bones. We tell a story all the time when we go to ball tournaments over in Waycross. There's a Friday night. You mentioned you closed at 9 o'clock. I think me and my rector got together at 9:05, and it was closed, and we were disappointed. So we came back Saturday because we're big Hog and Bones fans. So just want to make sure people understand that those are the hours on Friday. You do close at 9 every day, right?
We do. We close at 9 every day.
And you mentioned Overholt Construction's doing the building, right? So
that's right. Doing a great job. We're very pleased with Overholt Construction.
Known for your barbecue. I was curious, were you there in Waycross? They had a building and they closed it. They moved right across the right. Was it just too small of a building in Waycross?
It was. The building next door, which is now Holt's Bakery, it only sits 75. So Shoney's was next door. They tore down Shoney's and built Hog and Bones brand new there. It seats 124. Here in Jesup, we'll seat 128. Now in Waycross, they have a banquet room. We will not have that, but we have a little bit of land here in Jesup where right next to the restaurant we can build a banquet style room, and we're looking at doing that next year or two for like ball tournaments coming in, birthday party, reunion, stuff like that.
And for people that have never been to Hog and Bones, let's say go in there, you order the food, go sit down, they bring it to you.
That's right. Yeah, you just come in, order what you want, and you'll be given a table tracker, and you set that on the table, lets the server know where you are, and they'll bring the food right to you. We're known for our fast, good, hot cooked meals, but speedy. As far as normally for breakfast, your meal is brought to you within like 3 to 5 minutes, and like our drive-through is very quick. For breakfast, usually you're there and gone within like a minute.
So there is a drive-through for the.
Yes, there is a drive-through. Sure is.
And like I said, you cater like you said, but if somebody wants to phone in order, they can do that too. They
sure can. Yep, they can call it in. For instance, there's some things you can't order through the drive-through, like omelets, pancakes, but you can always call in ahead of time, and that way we can have it ready for you when you're there.
Okay. Do you know the number there offhand?
Yes, sir.
It's the business.
It's 385
2657. 2657 will be the number at Hog and Bones. But don't call now, folks. They don't open up February 1st. But if you're looking for a job, of course, you can always go to their website at hogandbones.com and click on what, once again, Jamie?
Click on Join the Team, and then click on Apply in Jesup.
Okay, and Jason, how do folks get a hold of you when they say, I'd like to have this event catered? Because Bob and I go to a lot of events around here that are catered by different restaurants, and how will folks get a hold of you to say, hey, tell us what you can do for us at an event that we need catered?
Well, we will have, of course, our local store number, and that's the primary means of contact. Our website also, we've launched a new catering cloud-based program called Gather, and folks will be able to go online, type in their order, look at our menus, decide what they would like or not like, and submit those orders through our website. There'll be a link to click to go to Gather. So we're looking forward to both of those means of meeting the needs of the people here in Jesup.
One of y'all rode up in a big Hog and Bones van out there. I guess that was you. Is that right? Because that looks like a catering van to me.
Yes, sir. That's our Waycross location catering van. And I'd like to mention also that our Jesup location has their van. It's got the logos on it. You'll see them around and about town. I anticipate being out and about sometime in the next week or two, visiting some of the local businesses and dropping off our menus and kind of letting people know what we do have, and we'll have both of those vans running if we need to.
All right. Well, folks can text in questions and comments during the world-famous Butch and Bob Show to our regular business line at 912-427-3711, 427-3711. Someone just text in the phone number again, okay? Their phone number at Hog and Bones, remember now, they don't open up until February 1st, is 385-2657, 385-2657. If you need any more information about it, just go to their website at hogandbones.com.
You mentioned somebody told you to come to Jesup. When you got to Jesup, did you find a lot of cooperation? A lot of people happy that you're coming?
They were. As a matter of fact, Jason and I come over 3 or 4 weeks ago and met with Chamber of Commerce and with Rayonier, and everybody just bombarding us. When you come, how much longer, everything else. So everybody's excited. Mr. Mike Deal was very helpful, going and help us look at different places and stuff. So everybody's been very welcome. We've been pleased.
A lot of franchises come into towns and open up a restaurant or whatever the case may be, and the headquarters is just way off somewhere. But it's good the fact that Hog and Bones is it's a franchise, but it's actually local.
It is
out of Waycross, and so it's like having it's a franchise, but it's local, and so you feel like you're dealing with a local business there. Yeah. And so what we got in the studio with us this morning, Jamie Wiles, the owner of the new Hog and Bones restaurant that'll be open here in Jesup on February 1st. Jason Dixon is in here from the Waycross store, but also be in charge of catering, of course, already for the Waycross store, but we'll also for the Jesup store when you get ready for that. Now, will you be ready for catering for this area as soon as they open up here?
No, sir. We actually would like to defer to the second week of February.
Okay.
So we can get all the T's crossed and I's dotted as far as opening up and serving the public at the store location. Just feel like that'd be a nice time to start after we work out any kinks that we might find.
Well, there always is when you're opening up a new business and restaurant. It's going to be rack, stack, and packed in there for the first several weeks at Hog and Bones here in town, and then things will level off to a normal basis. But what's so good about Hog and Bones? You're talking about you serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner 6 days a week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., closed on Sundays, and then reopen on Monday mornings back at 9 o'clock. So you can take care of people's meal needs for any time of the day.
That's right.
Yeah.
You got to be happy with the location, too. A lot of traffic in that area, so I'm sure you're happy about that, the location.
Yeah, and they done the research a little while back as far as traffic count and everything, and I believe it's going to do good here in Jesup. Really do.
Yeah. Well, we wish y'all the best.
We appreciate it.
And much success here in Wayne County. The radio station here, we're very, very active and involved in the community, and we love to see new businesses open up. We like to help them succeed. We like to see them grow as Jesup and Wayne County continues to grow. We're lucky to be a small town here in in Georgia, especially in South Georgia, that's growing. There's a lot of small towns that are not, but we happen to be fortunate, and we appreciate you, Jamie, investing your money here in Wayne County because that's a big step. Now, when I bought the radio station back in 1992, you're stepping out there on faith to put that much money into something, and I know that you've got to be excited about the potential of providing some great food, services, providing jobs, and of course making a good living for you and your family.
Right, and we appreciate the opportunity. We're looking forward to it.
All right, Bob, anything else for them?
Just glad you're all here.
All right, Jamie Wiles in this morning, the owner of Hog and Bones Restaurant that'll be opening up here in Jesup on North 1st Street on February 1st. Jason Dixon in here from the Waycross store, who's in charge of catering, not only for the Waycross store, but also will be here for the Jesup store. I'm sure that y'all sounds like you're getting involved in the community already, getting with the chamber, getting with us, and getting out there and making yourself known. All right, anything else, Bob? All right, gentlemen, have a good day.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Partly cloudy skies to begin our Tuesday forecast. Will be mostly sunny later. Afternoon highs move into the mid-50s. Tonight will be clear with a low near 40 degrees. Tomorrow we'll have sunshine. The highs will be near 60. Thursday we'll have sunny skies with highs in the low 60s. We bring in clouds on Thursday night, leading to a slight chance of showers. I'm Georgia meteorologist Laura Huckabee in the GNN Weather Center.
All right, Big Dog Country Radio, 105.5 FM in Jesup, WIFO. And Bob, it's just good to see some folks stepping out, opening up a business here in town in Jesup and Wayne County, and putting their faith and dollars into succeeding in the business here in Jesup.
I mean, if you like barbecue, that's a good place to go. Like I said, been over there many times in Waycross. Never had breakfast there, so curious how the breakfast is going to go, but they tell me it's pretty good.
Okay. Open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Saturday, closed on Sundays. They'll open up on February 1st here in Jesup on that Friday. All right. And let's see here. You and I didn't have a chance to talk about the Eggs and Issues breakfast. A lot of good comments from the legislators going up there to Atlanta, starting. Is it this week? They started this week, right?
It's already started.
Yeah.
Everybody got sworn in yesterday, so they're off and rolling. But packed house at the Eggs and Issues breakfast, so just good turnout. Good to see that many people show up.
Yeah, a lot of folks interested in what's going to be going on up there, talking to the different senators and representatives and officials, anything that's going to be a hot button to begin with here in the session.
Not really. Just like I said, the main thing is the budget. The governor's promised each teacher a $5,000 pay raise, but they don't see how they're going to be able to implement that in year one. So it'll be interesting to see what the governor opts to do and how they push that forward and how quickly they implement that $5,000. They said that's like a $650 million increase to the budget. So talking to Tillery and Werkheiser, they think it's going to be slowly implemented in, increased year by year for the 4-year term, but we'll wait and see. I don't think that's his prerogative, so we'll see how it all plays out.
Okay. And then, of course, the great interview that you had with Lynn Haas. It's going to be the Donaldson Madry Haas Field, and I know just from the interview that Lynn feels very honored about that.
Yeah, it was great to see the highlights. It's the first time I've seen the Lynn Haas Jesup highlights. They showed those at the banquet last night. You can see what an athlete he was.
So there was actually film from back in the late 50s, early 60s with Lynn Haas running that ball?
7, 8 highlight reels of
him
running the ball. They had Charlie Trippey, did a video tribute to him. So it was just, it was a nice tribute last night at the banquet.
Okay.
A lot of his teammates were on hand, which was good to see. So all those members of that state championship team back in the 50s was on hand. So I think it was just a good night. I say this legend. So I remember Billy always called him the Star. The touchdown club.
The Star, huh?
The Star. He is the Star. And I said, best known, but it's amazing. Looking over his career in Washington, the 192 consecutive games record still stands. Just amazing that at that position, up against some of the people he lined up against week in and week out, that he never was injured. I'm sure he was.
He was injured.
But I mean, just never had an injury which kept him from playing. So.
Well, you always see as guys, those big linemen there in the offense, defense. They get very bad sprung ankles. Their knees get shot. Sometimes their shoulders get knocked out. But somehow he was able to work through that and not get anything serious enough that he had to stay out.
Hopefully one day we'll see him in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. That's where he needs to be. Like I said, Sonny's in. Chris Hamburger's defensive roommates in, so hopefully down the road he'll get in eventually. Be nice to see him in that Pro Football Hall of Fame.
It would be nice. Has his name been considered?
I know the owner, Jack Kent Cook, has put his name up for consideration, and I'm sure it's on the radar, but a lot of politics involved and all that stuff, so see how it all plays out.
Okay.
But it was just a good honor last night, and I said it's good to spend time. I got a chance to spend some time with him yesterday afternoon. It was always fun. I said when he was at the bank, I used to always go in there and pick his brain. He's one of those guys. If you didn't know he's a football player, you just want to know. Because he doesn't let anybody know. And he doesn't like to talk about his career.
Well, he doesn't like talking about his career.
He didn't. That wasn't. He's more of a he tells fishing stories more than he loves fishing.
He loves fishing, yeah.
But if you went in there and talked to him and asked him questions about, he would all of a sudden tell stories. And I said he needs to write a book because he's got some great stories.
Okay. Now we got the Super Bowl coming up in about 3 weeks, a little less than 3 weeks, and he always had a famous saying he said on that when we had him on the show for years and years.
He says the same circus, just a different set of clowns.
Yeah, and that's back when the Super Bowl really wasn't the circus it is today. I mean, today it's like it's blown. I mean, you think about the Super Bowls back when it first started off, when he played in the late 60s and early to mid 70s. It was just not like it is today.
No. Years ago, we had that I think we had a 30-minute talk show on Saturday morning. He was a regular guest on Super Bowl weekend. So that's where he coined that phrase. He said the Super Bowl was just a circus with a different set of clowns.
Yep, same circus, different set of clowns, huh?
He played in that 72 Super Bowl against the undefeated Miami Dolphins and lined up against Manny Fernandez. And I remember him telling me, Manny Fernandez is a man.
He's a man.
He's a man. It was a rough day for the Redskins that day, but it was a good ball game. It was a crazy Super Bowl, but the Dolphins completed their undefeated season. Still the only undefeated season. It's hard to believe.
Still the only one. Yep. New England almost had it until they got the Super Bowl.
They lost to the Giants.
Yeah, and coming up this weekend on Sunday, you got some more games, and just very interesting games are going to be this weekend.
I think the networks are pulling for the Brady Breeze Super Bowl. New Orleans against New England, Tom Brady against Drew Brees, but Kansas City looks awfully tough, and plus they're playing at home. So
and they say it's going to be cold there. Of course, New England's used to cold.
Yeah, but Tom Brady and Belichick that's a hard combination to beat. And Andy Reid and him haven't been able to do it, so we'll see if they can do it at home.
They just looked so efficient this past weekend. New England did.
And the Rams will be a tough opponent for the Saints, even though it's in New Orleans. But Todd Gurley and C.J. Anderson, they can run the ball like they did against Dallas. Plus, they're going to be in a dome, so no weather affecting that ball game. So that'll be an interesting ball game. Both games should be good ball games.
Ought to be good ball games. Great matchups. People got to be excited about the AFC and the NFC championship games coming up this weekend.
I'm pulling for Andy Reid because, like I said, I got to spend time with them when they were in the Super Bowl, when he was Philadelphia's head coach, and he's just a great guy. So kind of pulling for Andy Reid to get back to the Super Bowl.
And once again, remind everybody the Super Bowl is in Atlanta.
Yep.
Coming up, there'll be all kinds of activities going on. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of folks in this area going up there and participating in the NFL experience. And there's a lot of things that you can do up there during Super Bowl week, even if you don't have tickets to the game.
Yeah, not real excited about the halftime entertainment, though.
Neither am I.
Maroon 5.
We're in the South. They should have had more Southern-oriented entertainment,
Yes. I was like, who came up with this?
I don't know. I'm not excited about it either. I could care less. All right, Bob, have a good day. All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by the Wolf Animal Hospital on West Cherry Street, by Murphy Builder Supply on Northeast Broad Street, and also by Mike Bridge Ford in Blackshear, and by the Women's Health Center in downtown Jesup on Cherry at Broad Street.
The world-famous Butch and Bob Show.